fight. Time to see where the life take me, so I roll the dice. Look up to no one else, but yeah, I was shy. I got real power, Hebrew Israelite.
Well, when you go into the book of 2 Kings, you had, I wish we had a map or a timeline. Or if you go into Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, when Northern Kingdom got taken away by the Assyrians, right? That's when, right after that, that's when the Babylonians came and took us away into captivity. So while y'all was taken away captive in Assyria, Southern Kingdom got taken in captivity. Majority of Southern Kingdom was in the Babylonian captivity. That's why you don't read about Northern Kingdom. I mean, you still had a remnant, but you don't read about Northern Kingdom being taken by the Babylonians. It was more so the kings of Judah, Zedekiah, Jehoash, what's his name? Let's go to 2 Kings 24. I don't want to butcher his name. 2 Kings 24 and 8.
It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 24, verse 8.
Pick it up.
Jehoiachin was 18 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 months. And his mother's name was Nehushta, the daughter of Elnathan of Jerusalem.
So you had Jehoiachin, Zedekiah, Jehoash. These are all kings of Judah. Alright? All being taken away. Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonians came in. During this time, Northern Kingdom, they got taken away in 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. Alright? After the Assyrian captivity, right? Like I said, you still have remnants. Give me 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. You still have remnants here and there, but you don't read about the Northern Kingdoms, all of them, right after the Assyrian captivity, the Babylonians take over. That's why when you read the book of Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, for those men that was in the Babylonian captivity, it was really toward the Southern Kingdom, the Jews. You read Ezra talking about the Jews. You got a point? Okay. Yeah, so you got the Assyrian Empire, you got the Babylonian Empire with its dates. So you can see the kind of the places. You had, well, I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna show you. All right, now you, like I said, you always gonna have remnants, right? Even during the Roman Empire, you had a woman from the tribe of Asher, Anna. She was still in the land. You had the woman at the well, was from chiefly the Northern Kingdom tribes. So you still had remnants of Northern Kingdom, but it was more so Southern Kingdom. Because during this time, Northern Kingdom, they across the whole world during this time already, right? Yeah, majority of them.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40. Bring it out. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
Right.
In the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Right, yeah, Salmanassar the fifth. Read on.
And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So right after their captivity, this was, they was already through the spirit of the Most High had plans to go seek another place so they could keep their statues. Read on.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
But they what?
But they took this counsel among themselves.
Read that again.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
So after the captivity, they already counseling among themselves. Man, what we gonna do after this? All right, because we gonna go back. We gonna stay in this land, or if we stay in this land, we still, man, we really might keep going up. All right, we might go back to captivity. All right, some of them probably had ears that, guess what? Nebuchadnezzar already came, because Nebuchadnezzar, his fame went throughout the whole earth, right? Hold that real quick. Give me Judah chapter 2 and 1. So people already knew about Nebuchadnezzar. I'm pretty sure the Assyrians and the people that was underneath the Assyrian Empire heard about the fame of Nebuchadnezzar, how he was going through with colonizing and taking everything down. So read this.
It's the book of Judah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Bring it out.
And in the 18th year, the 22nd day of the first month, there was talk in the house of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, that he should, as he said, avenge himself on all the earth.
What?
On all the earth.
So Nebuchadnezzar, the reason why he called an Assyrian, because he chiefly took down the Assyrians, right? So he's already having talk like, man, I'm trying to take down the whole earth right now. All right, that's his mind was. That's how his counsel was. He already knew about the Assyrian Empire. He knew about the Medes. All right, so he's taking down these different kingdoms. Read on.
So he could come. So he called unto him all his officers and all his nobles, and communicated with them his secret counsel, and concluded the afflicting of the whole earth out of his own mouth. Then they decreed to destroy all flesh that did not obey the commandment of his mouth. And when he had ended his counsels, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Assyrians, called Holofernes, the chief captain of his army, which was next unto him, and said unto him, Thus saith the great king, the Lord of the whole earth, Behold, thou shalt go forth from my presence, and take with thee men that trust in their own strength of footmen, and 120,000, and the number of horses with their riders 12,000.
Yeah, so Nebuchadnezzar, he like, man, if anything if you don't say what he was deboing people. All right, if you don't do what I say, I'm finna kill you. All right, and if you ain't do what he said, hey, because you had something called a monarchy, meaning, whatever one person says, whatever they say, that goes for the whole kingdom. Right now you have you have a democracy. It's what the Greeks had, where the people have power over the government. Right now you have a legislative branch, judicial, and executive. So if I say something, I might be the president of the United States. If I say something, that still has to get passed through 3 legislative branches before it actually gets approved. Whatever Nebuchadnezzar said, it didn't have to get passed through anybody. Whatever he said, that's what goes. All right. So he's trying to take down the whole kingdom. He got Holofernes, which was a mighty man. All right. Holofernes was mighty. He was taking down giants, the titans. All right, slaying them with the sword. He was fit for battle, knew how to kind of, do it like this. All right, take it around like this, put it back in the sheep. All right, he was probably 6'8", 230, cut, rip. He was slaying people. So you had Nebuchadnezzar, and then you had Holofernes on the same team. Right, it's more than that.
Verse 6, And thou shalt go against all the west country, because they disobeyed my commandment. Right, verse 7, And thou shalt declare unto them that they prepare for me earth and water, for I will go forth in my wrath against them, and will cover the whole face of the earth.
What?
And will cover the whole face of the earth with the feet of my army, and I will give them for a spoil unto them. Verse 8, So that their slain shall fill their valleys and brooks, and the river shall be filled with their dead till it overflow.
Damn. All right, that's how Nebuchadnezzar was coming, man. Right? He wasn't coming, like Joe Biden coming right now. Right? Falling asleep, kind of getting dizzy a little bit, need his medicine. All right, with his pills. That's how Nebuchadnezzar, he come in. Hey, if y'all listen to me, I'm finna overflow y'all rivers with dead bodies. Right? You know how Jake is, now he kind of merchant on something, and it's merch. That's how Nebuchadnezzar was. Just gonna happen. And guess what? He was getting it done, huh? Read on.
Verse 9, And I will lead them captives to the utmost parts of all the earth.
Right.
Verse 10, Thou therefore shalt go forth and take beforehand for me all their coast. And if they will yield themselves unto thee, thou shalt reserve them for me till the day of their punishment.
So, Nebuchadnezzar, he kind of talking his talk, man. right? And we would love to finish that chapter, but we don't want to get too off topic. But that's just give you the backstory, knowing that these other nations, they already knew about King Nebuchadnezzar II. All right, and his authority, how he was coming to take over. All right, that's like a lot of people know about Putin. Now, is Putin in charge over everything right now? No, but they know about his presence. They know how he coming. All right, what type of manner of man he is. So people already knew about certain people in the area. Just like you might be boxing, you might be a great fighter, but you're aware of other great fighters that's coming for the contending title. So the Assyrians and the people that was underneath Assyria, such as Northern Kingdom, they knew that the Jews in Southern Kingdom was in captivity with Nebuchadnezzar. All right, now read on. And even in Southern Kingdom, all right, like Hezekiah, when you read some of his letters, Hezekiah knew that it was still remnants of Northern Kingdom after the Assyrians came over and took them over, and he tried to, hey, come sanctify yourselves, let's keep the Passover. All right, so read back on that in 2nd Esdras.
2nd Esdras chapter 13 and verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So they wanted to get a new start, a new fresh. We got to leave the heathen, man. Ever since we've been around this heathen, we've been getting wild. All right, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a new start. All right, sometimes you need a new fresh beginning. All right, because you're not the same man as you was 5 years ago. All right, 5 years ago you was different how you is now. So the more you in this truth, or even in life, you're gonna always keep changing. You might keep increasing. You might meet new people, but it's always good for a change. Do something better. So the Northern Kingdom, man, they like, man, we got to get away from these heathens, man. We've been in idolatry. We've been doing this, not even like us. Let's go somewhere else where never mankind dwelt before. All right, who would have ever thought that it would be places where man never dwelt before? They probably thought it was just this land. All right, the whole Middle East, with Africa, the continent. They didn't know about Antarctica.
Right.
They didn't probably know about Alaska, Canada. But they just, let's go somewhere else. Read on.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
And when you go into the history, certain ancient Mesoamerican civilizations like the Mayans, Incas, Aztecs. I was looking one time on a geographical map, and I was seeing all the way during the time of, BC times, the Mesoamerican civilizations was already, in Mesoamerica, which was crazy to me. Like, wow, how is they over here during these times? That's a long time to be over here by yourself. So a lot of these civilizations, they predate, they go back, they was over here in this land during BC times, before Christ even came on the scene. All right, before the Greeks even came on the scene. So read on.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Right.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over.
Right.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of 1.5 years.
It took them 1.5 years, all the way from the land they was carried captive away to get over here to the middle of America. You know what?
And the same region is called Arsareth.
Right, brothers know about Arsareth. Right. All right, an encyclopedia. So a lot of people read these records. Again, this book of 2nd Esdras, it wasn't, okay, this is only for the Israelites, only the Israelites had this copy. No, different nations could access the copy of this book. Christopher Columbus, all right, as the world says, well, we led to believe that he actually read this book. All right, and that's how you found out that the Jews, the Northern Kingdom, was over here already. Because certain things with the story of Christopher Columbus, that just don't add up. He was trying to go to India and he lost himself. Right. Last time I checked, to get to India, if you're in Spain, I gotta look again on the map. But to get to India, you gotta go downward, right? See that? This man going, you telling me he going over the waters. He's seeing, you know, it's taking a long time. Damn, a year then went.
He went down and go east.
Yeah.
Bro just went straight.
Yeah, he did. You just went into the waters. And you go into that ocean to get to America, that may on boats, especially the boats back then, that might take about 2 years. So a lot of his men probably died through disease. It's a lot of diseases, weathers, you know, people starving. And then you want to say you were lost? I would have turned back around. I would have said, man, this not, we've been on here for a year, man. Let's turn back around. Yeah, India is in the east. All right. What are you going west for? So, you know, a lot of stuff don't add up. And then on top of the 3 ships that he bought, the Pinta, the Nina, and Santa Maria, he had Jewish interpreters with him. Like the Luis de Torres, which was Hebrew-speaking Jew. Now, why are you bringing a Hebrew-speaking Jew with you? And that lets you know it was Jews over there in Spain, too, during that time. So, you know, a lot of stuff don't add up. Let's bring this up.
This is the word Arsareth in the Jewish Encyclopedia. It says the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration, according to 2nd Esdras 13 and 45. Columbus identified America with this land.
That's planned. See that? That's planned. All right, so Northern Kingdom, they came over here to keep the commandments. They was doing good for a little bit, but then they start growing up. Human sacrifices, sun rituals. All right, brothers, watch that movie Apocalypto. All right, man, they was doing some wild stuff, man. All right, human sacrifice. They was letting them people go, and then they shooting the arrow. They playing games, shooting the arrows to kill them. You know. And then after the movie, guess who came? The colonizers.
People say that's a coincidence.
Yeah,
Lord summoned his sword.
Yeah, that's not a coincidence, man. Right? That was a curse. And guess what? The colonizers came and took Northern Kingdom away.
Right.
Alright? Why? Because they didn't keep their statues. Did I answer your question? My second question is like basically like when you read the Bible in Genesis, you hear about about giants, and throughout the Bible you read about Leviathan, and then you read about dragons. Like, are those real creatures, or is this just like something that's kind of like a pose? You know, like how they kind of say that Esau the dragon and stuff like that. Are those actual creatures, or is this just a pose? Dragon is a large serpent. You know, that's all the word dragon means. So just like right now you have something called a Komodo dragon. Right? You know about that creature? Is that a literal dragon off of damn Shrek that Donkey was in love with? No. Right? But the Komodo dragon, that's just a very large, it's a monitor, it's a very large serpent or a snake. A unicorn in the Bible is referred to an ox when you go into it. The reason why it's called a unicorn because it has one horn, or a rhino. You had certain creatures back then that had one horn, but it was built like an ox. Right? So a lot of creatures that was living during the ancient times that went extinct, like the so-called mammoth. All right, saber-toothed tiger. You know, they have all documents of these creatures and they bones, but you know, certain of the creatures are not here due to extinction. Right? But as far as you know, creatures in the ancient world, they used to be larger. And I'm going to tie that into the giants, but I want to get 2nd Esdras 5. I want to get 2nd Esdras 5 and verse 45, I believe.
Teach up.
And give me Genesis chapter 6 and 4. Yeah, give me 2nd Esdras. And another brother, give me the book of Baruch, chapter 3, and verse number... Yeah, give me Baruch, the 3rd chapter.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 5, verse 45.
You know.
And I said, as thou hast said unto thy servant, that thou which givest life to all has given life at once to the creature that thou hast created, and the creature beareth, even so it might now also bear them that now be present at once. And he said unto me, ask the womb of a woman, and say unto her, if thou bearest forth children, why doest thou it not together, but one after another? Pray her therefore to bring forth 10 children at once.
Jump down to verse 54.
Verse 54. Consider thou therefore also. Right. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 54.
You know?
Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you.
Right, so us right now, we're less in stature than the people that was before you. You can use this for a light. Right, we less in stature before our ancient forefathers. You know, it's certain accounts of our forefathers doing certain things that we can't do right now, man. Right, give me Psalms 18 and give me Psalms 18 and 36.
Book of Psalms, chapter 18, and verse 36.
You know?
Thou hast enlarged my steps under me,
Right.
that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed.
Right.
I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle.
Right.
Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me.
So David was a mighty man. David was known for killing 10,000 of men, right? Just by himself. Right now, you know, certain, but we can't even do 10 push-ups. All right, I see seeing online, you know, certain brothers, you know, they can't even do 10 push-ups now. Right? Jump down to verse 29.
Verse 29. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God I have leaped over a wall.
I have what?
I have leaped over a wall.
Hey, David in the intro, he was leaping over walls, man. So you might have had a wall as big as that tree. David was kind of climbing up there, kind of leaping over it through the spirit. All right. So like the brother said, you know, David, he had a vertical, man. All right. So our forefathers, might be another account that I want. Yeah, verse 34. Our forefathers, they was doing some things we can't just do right now. Right now, you know, a man's testosterone is at an all-time low. They say men from age 18 to, I believe it was in their 30s, have the testosterone of a man that's 56 years old. All right. So, yeah, it's bad now, man. All right. You got men out here just playing a Fortnite all day. All right, playing the video games.
Crying.
What else men do?
Just crying.
Crying.
Trying to release stress.
Damn, smoking all the time. Stressing. All right. Damn, just having nothing but sexual intercourse. All of that lowers your testosterone. All right. Watching the damn porn on the screen. All right. So read verse 34.
Verse 34. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel.
So that what?
So that a bow of steel is broken by mine arm.
David was breaking steel like this. All right. This steel bar right here, David was snapping this in half. Easy. Just breaking it in half, man. Right, when you read 1 Samuel chapter 17, give me 1 Samuel 17 and 34. Hey, David, he slew a lion and a bear. All right, and in the ancient world, you know, those lions, hey, when a lion stand up, it's about maybe 8 feet tall, 9 feet tall. You had lions in the ancient world. You have different types of lions. You have certain lions, all right, they more fiercer than a tiger is, you know? Lions were bigger back then. So, according to Esau, you had something called a black lion, you know, which is an all-black lion. They say that went extinct. So you have different types of lions, just like you got different types of bears. All right, just like you got different types of tigers. You got the Siberian tiger. You know. Yeah.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 34.
You know?
And David said unto Saul, thy servant, kept his father's sheep, and there came a...
One second. I was doing on, brothers. Y'all know y'all nationality? Yeah. What's y'all nationality? Mexican. Mexican. Alright, who told y'all y'all was Mexican?
Our parents.
Parents? Who told y'all parents? It's a real question. Who told y'all parents? Huh? The grandparents? Who told your grandparents that?
Grandparents' parents.
Who told your grandparents' parents? The question is, were your ancient ancestors calling themselves Mexican? No, right? What was they calling themselves? Because if they wasn't calling themselves Mexican, that means Mexican is a new term that y'all just start calling yourselves.
Right.
You know? We wasn't always calling ourselves black.
Right.
So you say y'all Mexican, right? You see yourself on the sign. You guys go back to the people called the Aztecs.
Right.
Y'all know about the Aztecs, right? What was they calling themselves?
Aztecs.
Los Aztecas!
Right? He said it, the Aztecs. Now, before they was calling themselves the Aztecs, what were they calling themselves? Right? This is history. Did they teach y'all this at school? Nah. What grade you in?
I'm a freshman.
You a freshman? Well, we gonna tell y'all they not gonna teach y'all this.
Right.
Y'all have to search this out on y'all own. The school system, they not gonna tell y'all about y'all history, man. They want y'all, the school is raising y'all to get prepared for a 9-to-5 job to work for the rest of y'all life and be a slave. But y'all gotta search out y'all history, y'all roots. It's because once you find out your history, you find out your purpose and what you being in the future. Right? The Aztecs, before they was calling themselves the Aztecs, they was called a tribe of Issachar. They were Israelites. Mighty men, give me 1 Chronicles, chapter 12, 32. Alright? Give me Genesis, chapter 49, 14. They was mighty men of war, expert in war. Alright? Could carry the shield and the buckler. Knew the signs of the times. Was keeping the commandments of God. They was actually doing what was right by God. So read this.
1 Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 32.
Bring it out.
And the children of Issachar.
And the what?
And the children of Issachar.
Read on.
Which were men that had understanding of the times.
Right, so your people knew understanding of the times. Okay, is this the right time to go out to battle? Okay, this is not the right time. You people, y'all knew the times in war. Ambushes. Alright. Camouflage. You know, camouflage is not something that's just new. The US Army made up. No, your people was doing camouflage all the way back then during the times of the Bible. Right. Read on.
Of the times to know what Israel ought to do. The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
See that? So you had 200 men of Issachar that knew the times. Not only that, give me Genesis 49, 14.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 14.
You know.
Issachar is a strong ass.
The Lord said,
Issachar is a strong ass.
do y'all know what an ass is? What is it? A donkey, right? Not your behind, brother. Right? You have an animal called an ass. Alright? I believe it's a burro, right? Burro. Now, what is the burro known for? Carrying people on top of it. Not only that, but a burro might carry some heavy stuff on top of it. So the Lord, God said, your people, the tribe of Issachar, is like a burro, a strong one though. Wouldn't you say the Mexicans are the hardest working people on the planet? Who work harder than the Mexicans? Nobody, man. This brother, he Mexican and he know. But guess what? Do you guys get paid for that as you supposed to, or do they kind of lowball you? They kind of lowball y'all, man, and y'all working real hard. You know, you got America. They say, hey, we got to build a wall. We got to keep them out. Right? How you gonna build a wall for a people that was already here before Donald Trump and his people? All right. So the Lord said, you guys are very hard working people. Read on.
Issachar is a strong ass, crouching down between two burdens.
Right.
And he saw that rest was good.
Right. He saw that rest was good, talking about the land of Mexico.
Right.
Not only that, you have a siesta. And, you know, the culture where I believe at 12 to 3 p.m. you guys, you know, rest. And then you after that, you know, you get back to working. Right? So all of this is in the Bible. This is your history. Read on.
In the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear.
And that land is fruitful. You know, it's a lot of squash, beans that could grow in that land, mangoes, fruits. All right. And he saw that rest was good. Read on.
And bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
And when the colonizers, the Spaniards came over here, you guys became a servant unto tribute. All right. Meaning a slave. So do y'all know about the colonizers, the conquistador Spaniards? All right, like Cortez and Francisco Pizarro, Gonzalez. All right, these are all men that came over here with Roman Catholicism. All right, they came over here with the cross, and they say, hey, if y'all don't worship this cross, right, I'm gonna burn y'all alive. And a lot of your people, you know, they got down with Roman Catholicism, and they was forced to, or else they would be killed. That's why y'all speak Spanish, because the Spaniards came over here and taught you guys Spanish.
Right.
Right? You guys spoke Hebrew before you spoke Spanish. Right. So, brothers, this is all history. So after that 5-minute history lesson, are y'all gonna keep calling yourselves Mexicans? No, right? But you gonna call yourself Mexican still? Not for real, is you? Yeah, you still might. You gonna still call yourself? Now, why would you still call yourself Mexican after we just gave you the history? These are all facts. Meaning, don't take my word for it. You could look this stuff up on your own.
Right.
Why would you still call yourself something that was made up and that was given to you by your oppressor? Right. Do you know what the word Mexican means? What about you? So why are we calling ourselves something we don't know what it means? You know? So are you still gonna call yourself Mexican?
Probably because of school.
Because of school?
Yeah.
But, okay, you might still call yourself that, but deep down inside you know who you are, right? And who are you? God's people? What are God's people called? You said what? You said what?
I said descendants.
Descendants of who?
God.
Descendants of God? Y'all would be descendants of the Israelites.
Right.
From the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
All right, so you got the tribes on this side. Y'all see the tribes, right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon. Y'all come from the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
Now, what's on this side that matches the tribe of Issachar? The Aztecs, Mexicans. So if you're not Mexican, all right, in the eyes of God, who are you called? You said the Aztecs?
No, the sons of God.
Who are the descendants of God? It starts with an I. You said it, brother. You say it louder. The Israelites.
Right, bro.
Now from what tribe? Because you have 12 tribes. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Right. What tribe are you from? Issachar. This is who you are, brother. So, I mean, you could keep calling, only somebody that's brainwashed will call themselves Mexican.
Right.
Because you just found out who you truly is.
Right.
And yeah, y'all both agree that y'all don't even know what the word Mexican means.
Right.
So why would y'all call yourself something y'all don't know what it means? But do y'all know what the word Israelite means? The Israelites are the God's chosen people.
Right.
All right, which means he that has power with God. So that actually means something. Hispanic. Do y'all know what Hispanic means? Y'all know what Hispanic means? Hispanic means a property of Spain.
Right. Please.
Meaning you guys belong to the Spaniards.
Right.
Are y'all property of Spain? But y'all see how we call ourselves Hispanic though, right? So we want y'all to look into the information. All right? Do your own research. It's time to wake up, brothers. All right, the world is not just full of fun and games and just live life. You have the truth and you have lies. You were fed, how old are y'all? 14? 14 years of y'all lives, y'all was lied to. It's now time to get the truth. Get y'all purpose to life. Start looking now. Don't wait. Don't wait till they say, I'm gonna wait till I get till I'm a senior. Then I'm gonna start taking. I had a brother like he said, I'm gonna wait till I'm 25, then I'm gonna really start taking life seriously. All right. No, y'all have to take life serious now.
Right.
And that's by living by God. This is what God has called y'all. The Israelites, from what tribe? Huh? Brother, you keep saying Aztecs, brother. From what tribe? Israelites from what tribe? These are the tribes on this side. Issachar. Y'all know what Issachar means? It means he is higher. All right, that's what it means.
Right.
Remember I said about the hardworking people?
Right.
That fits y'all description. All right, Judah has his different meaning. Levi has his different meaning.
Right.
Ephraim has his different meaning.
Right.
But y'all are Israelites. Y'all are God's people from the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
All right, the next brother will give y'all some commandments of God that y'all should be keeping in these last days. Y'all believe we living in the last days, right? All right, this next brother's gonna come up and give y'all some commandments that y'all should be keeping. All right.
All praise to the Most High, right? So the brother just told y'all what our nationality is as a nation, because he showed you all these lists of nationalities, right? You guys went through them. Okay, I'm not this one, but I'm that one, right? We're actually all one nation. We're actually all one big family. You ever heard of the tactic divide and conquer? Yeah, you guys heard of that before, right? Divide and conquer. What do you think they did to the greatest people on earth? We were all one nation at one point. Do blacks and Mexicans get along? We don't, right? We don't get along with each other. What about Mexicans and Puerto Ricans? Do we get along with Puerto Ricans? No, we talk a lot of smack about them. They talk a lot of smack about us. But these are curses that our people go through, meaning these are bad things that our people experience. Why do you think we experience all these bad things like slavery, hating our own people, being divided, being conquered? Right, give me Deuteronomy 28, verse number 54. Why do you guys think that happens to us? How come the Chinese man isn't becoming a Latin king and shooting his brother who's a GD and a BD? How come the Chinese man isn't doing that? How come the white man isn't doing that? They have a whole culture and a heritage that they follow. You see the Chinese man, they keep the Day of the Dragon and they keep their heritage. All the nations, they have their own cultures. Our culture was given to us by our oppressors. Right. Our culture was given to us by the so-called white man. That's just the truth. Every day that we celebrate in Mexico was given to us by our oppressors. It's not even the same things that the Aztecs were doing. It's not even the same traditions. So even if you do want to claim that you're an Aztec, you would still have to forsake all the feast days, all the holidays that we celebrate in Mexico. Right. If you want to be Aztec. But I know you guys don't want to be Aztec either, because they were into idolatry, sacrificing humans, killing each other, doing the same thing we do today, basically. Right, I'm going to read you something real quick. Bring this out in Deuteronomy 28, verse 54.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
The man what?
So that the man that is tender among you.
Right, this is talking about the Israelites. Right, it says that the man that's tender among us. Read on.
And very delicate. His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His what?
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His game banging?
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Right, so these are the curses that the Israelites would go through. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, you guys believe in God, right? You believe in the Bible, right? What church did you guys go to? You guys went to a Catholic church or a Christian church growing up? Catholic? Right, what about you? You guys related? No? I'm like, all praise to the Most High. Right? Most of us went to a Catholic or a Christian church. Right. But they don't tell us in the church who are God's chosen people. Because they're written about all throughout the Bible, but nobody talks about them. The God's chosen people, they will go through punishments for not keeping his commandments. One of the punishments is having an evil eye towards each other. That's what we just talked about a second ago. Killing each other, not loving our brothers, looking at each other and envying each other, that's an evil eye. That's a curse for not keeping God's commandments. If we knew God's commandments, you wouldn't hate your brother in your heart, right? You would know how to love your brother. You would know how to deal with your people. Keep reading on.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall lead.
Right, so the Israelite man, he's going to be known for leaving his children, right? When you examine the Israelites, right, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, most of us, we grow up without our fathers in the household. A lot of our families, we grow up with single mothers. Or maybe your Walita or your grandma was taking care of you growing up, helping out your mom. Maybe your tia was helping raise you and your siblings or your cousins. But a lot of our people, we grow up without fathers, right? Have you guys seen that in our communities? Right, us not having fathers. Did you guys have your fathers in your life? You did? Okay, all praise to the Most High. Was he in the house? Did your parents got along together? Yeah? Okay, all praise to the Most High. A lot of our people, their parents don't get along. They don't get to see their father that often, or their father's in jail somewhere. Or their father left and never came back.
Deported.
Right? What'd you say, King?
Deported.
Yeah, or he got deported, right? That's what happened to my mom. Her father, she tried to move over here when she was around 5, 6 years old. But my grandfather, when he tried to come with her, they sent him back. So my mother had to grow up without her father because he got deported, right? They caught him and they had to send him back. So my mother had to grow up without a father. These are the curses that our people go through because they never kept God's commandments. All of the problems that our people have, all the problems that you guys are going through right now, because you're only teenagers, right? How old are you guys again? 14? Both of you? Yeah, so all the problems that you're having right now, everything that you're going to be going through is going to be because you're not keeping God's commandments. We're trying to help you and prevent that. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19, and keep reading. Go to verse 38.
Verse 38.
Deuteronomy 28, 38.
Thou shalt carry much, it's like thou shalt carry much speed out of the field.
Thou shalt carry much seed out of the field. Read on.
Much seed out of the field, and shall gather but little wind.
And shall what?
And shall gather but little wind.
And shall what?
And shall gather but little wind.
Right, we're going to carry out, we're going to do a lot of work, but we're going to gather very little wind. Right? Who does that sound like? What people work 60-hour weeks, 50-hour weeks, but we still live in the same conditions, the same neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods never get built up. Look at Little Village. Look at Pilsen. Look at all the neighborhoods that the blacks and Hispanics live in. Are our neighborhoods getting built up after our 60-hour weeks? Are they putting all of our tax money back into our neighborhoods? We got potholes. We got broken street lights. We got water that won't turn on. Electricity won't work. All the houses are broken down. If you go to Berwyn and Cicero, where a lot of us are at, all the houses look the same. They literally build the same houses because they have to do that because they know a lot of us are coming in from out the country. They don't got time to make all these every house unique and different like the so-called white man. When you go to the suburbs, you see every house is unique and different. It's got its own driveway. It's got its own features. We all live in the same dump. We all live in the same cardboard box together. These are the conditions we live through. So we gather a lot. We do a lot of work, but we don't gather a lot in. Read on.
Reading on. For the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but thou shalt drink. It's like, but thou shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them.
Right, and we're not even going to gather up all the work that we're doing, right? So you see our people, we're actually in the fields right now. If you go down south, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of these tribes that you see right here, they're working in fields right now for less than $1 an hour. That's how this so-called white man is able to go to the store and pick out his favorite apple, pick out his favorite pear, because one of your cousins is somewhere putting in work, right? One of your brothers and sisters is putting in work, and they're not getting anything for it. But these are punishments for not keeping God's commandments. You guys understand that, right? So who did these curses happen to? What is their name again? Who did these curses happen to? All the curses that we read, the bad things that we go through, who did God say this would happen to? Did he say it would happen to Mexicans or black people? What did he call them? Give me Deuteronomy 29:1, right? We got to know what he called these people before you guys go real quick, because This is who you are, right? Read this out.
Deuteronomy 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Who are we?
With the children of Israel.
Who are these brothers?
Children of Israel.
Right. We are the children of Israel. The children of Israel have disobeyed God and not keeping his commandments. Therefore, we have to go into captivity. We have to serve our enemies, right? And want everything that we need. Because we didn't serve the Lord, our God. We have a God that will give us anything, plentifully. He'll give you anything that you want if you ask him for it. Yet, we don't serve him. Now you have to serve your enemies. Go to verse 48 real quick. Deuteronomy 28:48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Shalt thou serve what?
Shalt thou serve thy enemies.
Hey, you don't want to serve the Lord, therefore you're going to serve your enemies. Read on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who's going to send them against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Hey, the Lord could do anything, man. You want the Lord to be on your side, or do you want him to be against you? This is what happened to us. It said the Lord's going to send them against us. Read on.
In hunger and in thirst.
Every time you're hungry, every time you want something to eat, you have to go to your enemies.
See that?
Every time you're thirsty, you have to go to your enemies. We got to pay a water bill here in America. Read on.
And in what? And in thirst and in nakedness.
And in what?
And in nakedness. And in one of all things.
And in what?
And in one of all things.
Everything. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Right, he's going to put a yoke of iron on our neck, meaning chains, right? The so-called white man, when he came in 1942, during the conquistador conquest, and he enslaved our forefathers and our foremothers, he taught us Spanish. He taught us to keep the Day of the Dead and all these other wicked holidays that our people keep, and get into Roman Catholicism and believe in the Catholic religion, give us white Jesus. When he put this chains around our neck and put us in slavery, read on.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until what?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Right. And they're going to have the chains on our necks until they destroy us.
Right.
Meaning until you forget who you are. Until you no longer have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding where you could build up your own nation. You could have your own nation. You could serve your own God.
Right.
But after generations of not letting you read a book, not letting you know who you are, not letting you learn it and have knowledge, what do you think is going to happen to the kids, the next generations? Eventually, it's going to get to a point we don't know who we are.
Right.
We don't even know how to read a book. In the 1860s, when they were letting our so-called Southern Kingdom brothers, the African Americans, when they were letting them out of those slave gates off those properties, right in the 1800s, a lot of them didn't know where to go. They didn't even know that they were free. They weren't even smart enough to know that they were being let free because they never read a book. Where are they going to go? They just open up the gates like they're animals. Where are they going to, for hundreds of years, you never let them read a book, never let them learn anything, now you just expect them to go. So this is where we're at right now. We don't know who we are, but we're really the Israelites, right? We're God's chosen people, right? You guys aren't Mexican. You guys are actually the most special people on the earth. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick. Right, Deuteronomy 7:6. So this is important to know. You brothers understand this, right? Why did our people go into slavery? Why do we go through the things that we go through? Because we don't do what? We don't follow the word of God. We don't keep his commandments. Right? Give me Leviticus 11 and verse 7. Right? And bring out what I just called.
Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee.
The what?
The Lord thy God have chosen thee.
Right, the Lord thy God, he chose our people. Out of all the 18 nations of the earth that you see right there, think about it. He chose our people. He chose these people right here. Now think about it. Everybody that looks at us on the earth right now, they don't look at us as nothing special. When they see us, they see thugs. They see dirty people. They see ratchetness from our women, right? They don't look at us as highly, right? Even when you go down to Mexico, we glorify the cartels. We glorify murder, right? So what's so special about us and honorable, right? But we're really God's chosen people. You have to look at yourself like that. Read on.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people.
Nah, below.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right, we're actually above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Even in the lowest state that we're at, look at all the beautiful things that we do.
Right.
Look at how talented we are. When we really put our minds to things and we really focus, there's nothing that can stop us. Who's better than us at anything? Singing, dancing, cooking, sports, strength, looks. We got it all. We literally have it all. Look at the Black, Hispanic, Native American, man, woman, and child. Who can top us at any, who can step up to us for anything? Just name it. Name a nation. They're all right there. Right? They're all right there. Are you gonna pick a pit bull or one of these little wiener dogs to win a fight? The pit bull, right? We know who can win the fight. We know if we get into a fight with the so-called with the other nations, we know who's gonna win that fight. Who are the best boxers every time they fight? The best UFC fighters. You see the Mexican, you see the so-called black man, right? It's us fighting, right? We're the strongest, we're the best, right? Bring this up, right?
It's Leviticus 11:7.
No.
And this one, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
He is what?
He is unclean unto you.
Right? So that's talking about the pig. You guys ever heard of that? The swine? Swine? Whenever you hear that word swine, it's talking about the pig.
Right.
It's like another word for the pig, right? So as Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, that's what they call us, right? What's in our culture? What do they push in our culture? A lot with the food. We always have pork in our food. We always eat the pig. I mean, it's going to be hard to get away from the pig, but you have to do it because it's a sin. That's a commandment that our people, we used to keep. We stopped keeping that. That's one of the commandments that we broke. All the commandments that we broke got us in these situations. Remember that. These commandments are super easy. If you kept these commandments, you would live long.
Right.
You would be healthy.
Right.
You would be wise beyond your years. Right. Give me Proverbs chapter 7 and verse number 1. Right. You would have wisdom. You would excel all the other nations. But instead, here we are at the bottom of society.
Right.
Right. We couldn't outthink. I mean, the so-called white man, he thinks he can do anything to us.
Right.
Literally. Because our people have no knowledge. Bring this out.
It's the book of Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 1.
Go.
My son, keep my words and love my commandments with thee.
Right.
Keep my commandments and live.
Do what?
Keep my commandments and
How
live.
do we live?
Keep my commandments and live.
Hey man, you guys probably sat around. You guys were probably joking around. You're like, man, what is life? People joke around like that all the time. What's life? Man, what's life? You just walking around and they joke around about it, but we just told you what life is.
Right.
Life is keeping the commandments.
Right.
Life is serving God. Nobody ever told you that. Everybody sitting around wondering, man, what's life? Brother, you know what life is? Man, I don't know. I've been thinking. Just trying to get, man, brothers get depressed.
Right.
Life is keeping the commandments.
Right.
That's how you live.
Right.
Now, all the way down to everything in your life, God is going to teach you how to live. All the way down to how you eat. So we can't eat the pig.
Right.
It's in a lot of our foods. That's going to be a sin that's going to build you up and actually get you stronger and closer to God, because it's going to be all over the place and you got to say no. And every time you say no to that sin, you're going to get stronger.
Right.
You're going to wax stronger and stronger. Give me Job chapter 17 verse number 9. Right? Y'all brothers got to go somewhere? Yeah, I understand. You guys are young, man. So yeah, when we give you the flyer, look into the information. There's a YouTube channel, right? Go on the YouTube channel, open up your Bible, have Google right on the side of that too, because you want to be Googling. You want to be opening up to every page, because we're going to go over a lot of history, archaeology,
Right.
prophecy, right? Milk,
Right.
the basic things in the scriptures, and you want to go through all of that to know that we're telling the truth. Unless you guys want to be lied to. You've been getting lied to your whole life. Why are you going to continue doing that? Right? So this is the time, right? Let's bring this last one out.
It's the book of Job chapter 17 and verse 9.
Go.
The righteous also shall hold on his way.
Right.
And he that hath clean hands,
He that what?
and he that hath clean hands
Read.
shall be stronger and stronger.
Shall be what?
Shall be stronger and
How
stronger.
do we get stronger?
Shall be stronger and stronger.
Right. We're going to get stronger by having clean hands. Right? If you have dirty hands, you're always sinning. You're always disobeying God. You're never praying. You're never fasting. You're never reading your Bible. You're never telling your brother when he's going wrong. You're never loving your people how you're supposed to love yourself, right? In order to know how to love our people, we need to know these commandments. In order to know how to love God, we need to know his commandments, right? In order to know how to get from the bottom of society, we need to know his commandments. You see where it all comes back around to? So in the meantime, y'all brothers gotta have faith that you are the children of God. Have faith that you are the Israelites. Have faith that you are God's chosen people. Until you guys get built up with the Spirit. You understand that? So who are we according to the Bible? God's chosen people. And what name did he give God's chosen people? The Israelites, right? What about you, brother? You know? Israelites, right? We're not Mexican. Israelite is a nationality. You're born an Israelite. You can't convert to being an Israelite. It's impossible. It's literally in your blood. So this isn't like a religion where you get to convert to it. No, unless you're born an Israelite, you can't be an Israelite. That's like me saying I was born Korean or something. You get what I'm saying? I can't just switch my nationality and my DNA. You were born who you were born as. All praise to the Most High. You guys were born God's chosen people, right? So y'all got to look into the information, look into the flyer, learn these commandments, right? So we can get out of America. Y'all got any questions? No questions at all? About anything? All right, brothers, right? We're out here every Friday and Saturday. So you guys live in Chicago? Yeah? Come out here every Friday and Saturday, right? Or if you're only free on Fridays, come out here on the Fridays, right? And just come out to learn, right? Come out to learn like you did today. Every time you come out, you're going to get built up more and more. And you're going to escape this wicked world. You're going to start to separate yourself and be holy, right? Give me the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. All right, somebody get these brothers a flyer. Hey, Ray, you get these brothers a flyer. Give me Micah, chapter 2, verse 10.
The book of Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart.
What do these brothers have to do?
Arise ye and depart.
Read it again.
Arise ye and depart. For this is not your rest.
What the Lord say?
For this is not your rest.
Right, America's not our rest.
At all.
Being here chasing the fame, the glory, the lights, trying to make it here in Chicago. I'm not even gonna say Chicago the Great. This is the worst place in America, man.
Right.
Yeah, if you're from Chicago, you know this is one of the worst places in America, if not the worst. There's nothing but murder here.
Right.
There's literally nothing but murder here. And you don't have to be a literal murderer to be a murderer. I don't have to physically thrust his brother through to be a murderer. Give me 1 John chapter 3, verse 15. And keep reading.
Because it is polluted.
Because what?
Because it is polluted.
What is more polluted than America? I mean, think about it. Every step that you take on this land, you're stepping on your forefathers and your foremothers.
Right.
Every step that you take on this land, you're stepping over millions and millions of our people.
Right.
So already, just on a fleshly, on a carnal sense, this place is completely polluted. That's why the Lord said you got to depart from it. Read on.
It shall destroy you.
It shall what?
It shall destroy you.
Oh, it's going to help us.
It shall destroy you.
It shall destroy you. Voting isn't going to help you. You got the election coming up. Voting is not going to help you. America will destroy you, right? Buying into the so-called health advice that they give us on TV, on social media, right? Telling you eat this, do this diet, do that diet. They're some of the biggest hypocrites out here, man. Think about it. All the food that we have here in America is full of poison.
Right.
It's full of chemicals.
Right.
Nothing but chemicals and poison.
Right.
But the other nations, they actually got laws on not to have some of these poisons that America's putting in their food. They got laws to take them out. Some nations, they won't even feed the people pork.
You're right. 100%.
Because they know better, and they poisoning us. Brother, you know what we talking about up here?
Yes, I do.
Right, what are we talking about, King?
How they take stem cell, processing meat. It's
Right.
killing us.
Right, they polluting us, right?
Yeah.
But who's polluting us?
Government.
Who's running the government? Give me Job chapter 9, verse 24. I got one verse for you, brother.
What do he get if he get the answers right before he start giving up?
He gets everlasting life, the kingdom of heaven, right? Bring this out.
The book of Job chapter 9 and 24.
Bring it out.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
What the Lord say?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
If it isn't the people who are ruling the government right now, if it isn't the people that are bombing Iran and bombing each other right now, then who's the wicked ruling the earth? Who rules the earth? Who's polluting us?
To me, I believe it is some people. The people in the government.
Who runs the government? What nation of people?
All nations.
All nations, brother.
Well, I want to say, I'm not going to say.
Come on, brother. But we're up here to speak the truth.
Right.
God wants us to speak the truth.
The white man. That's right.
There you go, brother. That's okay. That's all we have to say.
Putting that out there, but
It is what it is, though. It is what it is. Now we have the election coming up. As so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, do you think we should be voting for our enemies that poison us and murder us on a daily basis?
I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I'm not voting.
All praise to God. Why aren't you voting?
So I'm voting, but I'm not voting for Trump.
Well, hold on. You say, so you still voting? Brother, we can't vote with the Israelites.
Right.
Take a flyer, King. Take a flyer. Ray, give him a flyer. All right, all praise to the Most High. We're the Israelites. We got to repent and keep God's commandments.
Right.
So you see that? Now, he really should have been coming up here and teaching us everything. Right? He's older than us.
Right.
You know, between us three right here, just us, he is probably older than all three of us combined.
Right.
So he should have been coming up here and saying, you guys are God's chosen people.
Right.
Y'all got to repent.
Right.
Y'all got to serve God.
Right.
Start keeping his commandments.
Right.
We got to start building up our nations.
Right.
We got to get our brothers and our sisters right. Hey, this what y'all young brothers got to be doing, right? Where was that? But then we sat here and I'm over here trying to build with him, right? But he's so far off into this world and with his woman, Lord willing, they're married in righteousness. I doubt it, but he's so far off in this world, he had to go. He didn't have time to teach the young men. Right. Give me Zechariah chapter 8, verse 16. Right? What's going on, brother? How you doing, King?